I hope you don't mind asking. I was hoping to get it before the show. Have you done Molly? I have.
Lots, yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that. I've never done Molly, but I started looking into it, and they described it in a way that really turned me off. It was like you take the next 3 days joy, and you get it in 3 hours, and that the next 3 days it's a real down and not a good vibe.
No, I don't agree. I mean, like, so the thing with Molly, like a lot of amphetamine stuff is you know, when you're high, you don't want to come down. So like if you've ever tried Coke or, you know, like it's like coming down, you don't want to. So some people, when they take Molly, they'll do this thing called like re-upping. So like some people will take like, they'll take 1 pill or 2 pressed pills, and then 2 hours later, they'll take like a half a pill. And it's like, they treat it like a booster.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like really diminishing returns. There's really no point in doing that. Like less is more when it comes to Molly, in my opinion. But if you take like 1 pill and, you know, you don't like, you eat right, you know, drink enough water, try to take care of your body like as much as you can, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to have like a 3-day crash. I think that's wildly exaggerated.
Get Molly?
Okay.
So I got it from a guy I went to college with.
You know
I
where
could
to get
text
Molly.
him. I could say, hey, I haven't talked to you in 16 years.
Could you mail me some Molly?
Yeah, I'll mail you some Molly.
But hey. Send
Kyle Myers.
We want to keep this on the down low, on the PO box. No problem there.
You can find Molly. Come on.
I have a couple of friends in like my motorcycle and paramotor world who I think know how to find everything. So I could ask. I bet I'd find a source.
It was originally developed, I believe, I could be wrong. I was originally developed for marriage counseling. So like couples that were having problems would come in and then roll their face off. And it's a really kind of unique experience because you're not like, the body high is not, it's not, you know, like if you take acid, if you smoke weed, there's like a physical component to it. But with Molly, it's like, it's literally you're just really fucking happy.
You know,
and
what
the people that are
all jokes aside, not even kidding. You and Jackie need to go to a Taylor Swift concert and take Molly.
If you're gonna do it,
have
do
a
it at
great
Just
time.
me and fields of 13-year-old girls.
I've only done it at concerts.
You like T Swift? Hey, Travis will be there. Wear your Travis jersey, and nobody will think twice. You'll welcome you in as one of them, and then they'll see your eyes then, and they'll know.
Guys, Skrillex in 2009 on Molly was wild.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've tried it, Taylor?
Yeah, a couple times in college, but not,
okay.
Like,
can I get
every
just a second opinion on the crash afterwards? Did you find it not to be as terrible as I read?
No, I mean, I didn't feel great the next day, but like it wasn't like, I think I was like 19, 20, so it's been a good while ago now, but I remember like alcohol hangovers being worse. Like you get fucking hammered on some cheap college vodka that someone probably stole. Like that next day is worse than when I took Molly. But I never did what Hutch is describing there. Like my buddy who had it would just be like, all right, everybody, here's your Molly. And then we went to the concert, and it's not like we were re-upping, taking more there. It's like we smoked weed at the concert, and like that kind of, mellowed it out a little bit.
That helps.
Hangover is almost like sickness. And I didn't hear anything about much sickness. It was Molly is joy.
Not like
and
that.
Post Molly is the opposite of joy. What like depression's a different kind of loaded. Where sadness is better.
Yeah, I think that's almost like memed up, where people are like, oh, that Molly, like it's gonna wreck you for the next day. And it's like, maybe you do a shit ton of it, the same way that like having 2 beers versus having 22 beers.
Yeah,
like it's the same substance, but one morning is going to be way worse than the other.
Definitely. Yeah. EDC 2015, I took an absurd amount of Molly, and like that for sure, like the next week, I was like, my body was not okay.
Your body was not okay. So you weren't just like,
because it fucked with my appetite and it fucked with my sleep. And then, then it's like a cascade effect. So now there's like 3 different things fucking with your body.
Yeah. It didn't stand a chance against my appetite.
I could do any illegal drug, the first illegal drug I would start with is that Wild West opium. I want to smoke it out of that Chinaman pipe. You go in those tents out behind the saloon where you kept them, and he'd hand you that long pipe, and he'd have like a lady suck your dick. That long smoky toke. I want to toke on that thing and just get ripped. I don't know where you get that old school Wild West opium, but I would love some if it were legal.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know,
like what you smoke in an opium den,
just literally
like what Sherlock Holmes did,
smoking straight up opium out of one of those. But I want it to be from a Wild West like Chinese immigrant who's like got it out behind the saloon in a tent. That's
such a bad drug to get into, opium.
Dude, I would love that. And if not that, then lean. I really want to try lean. But I want
Juice World though.
Is that the one where they mix two things? Like
he had one glass and he died.
Yeah, that's where you mix.
His name is Juice World.
Codeine.
And like Skittles or something. I don't know.
Codeine
it's like cough syrup. It's like codeine, cough syrup, and
yeah. So what you're doing is all the other ingredients are like don't matter. The main ingredient is codeine cough syrup, which in most states they add an additive to make it taste like shit. But when I got it, it tasted delicious. It basically tastes like flavored syrup that you would, you get those in the summer, you get those ice cones and then they pump the syrup on top.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. Deliciousness, strawberry deliciousness.
I would OD on that.
I had my throat was bleeding. It was so bad. So like a sip of that was like manna from the gods. It was like instant opium going into my wounds, like in my throat, and it was like thick and syrupy and delicious. And so I sipped on that I had a pint of that shit. So I think on the street it was a couple grams.
I got twisted on your story. Your throat was sore beforehand. It was
before bad. I was very ill, so I was prescribed it. That's my experience with the shit. They take that and they add like Sprite to like thin it out and like make it not a syrup, like a drink you could sip on. That's not so potent, and I'm sure like maybe the Skittles.
Who did this for you? Did you like internet?
Oh no! I've never drank lean. I've been prescribed codeine cough syrup, and I've just sipped it straight out of the bottle, driving down the road.
Okay.
Riding down the road. I didn't drive.
Are you guys familiar with?
I drove.
Have you heard of Justaminx? She's a creator. She's a streamer.
No, I don't think so.
Touched into current culture.
Justaminx. Here, look at this that I just put in the chat. That's kind of scary.
Fans worried for Justaminx due to what appears to be an overdosing. This is so sad. Someone please get her help. She's sitting in her chair, wearing like a Snuggie. And she's got a hat on, and she's just like chin to chest, sort of nodded out, as they say.
She's doing the fentanyl thing.
Yeah,
the zombie.
Do I need volume for this?
No, I'm just saying, like,
she's chatting. She's talking.
We were talking about drugs, and I just saw that pop up. On
she's probably all right. That's too judgmental.
It's such a dangerous thing to get into. Like
what? We don't know what she's on. She's just fucking tuckered out from a long day of streaming.
I actually did that before the show. I napped in a chair. That's just maybe she's 50.
Out. Yeah, you can tell when you're like walking around. Like when I go to St. Louis, like walking around the city, like you can see people and be like, "Oh, that guy's on opiates. That guy's on like fentanyl." Really? Like he's doing that like opiate like fucked up shuffle where like they're taking like weird disjointed slow little nudging steps.
Right. My superpower is stop at identifying fetal alcohol syndrome. I can't tell you what drugs are.
I like opiates. I like opiates so much. I even like that they make you itchy. That like if you've never taken opiates and you don't know, they make you itchy all over.
I have once, and that's the only when my eardrum was bursting when I was 18. There's like the woman at the urgent care looked in my ear because I'm like, man, my ear hurts, so I don't want to go to a doctor. And so I put it off for a while, and she like went in there. I was with my girlfriend at the time and my mom, and we were at CVS in like that back clinic, and she's like, let's take a look at your ear here. And she like went in to like look and like was visibly alarmed. She's like, oh, you must be in a great deal of pain. And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, all right, well, here's fucking eat 8 Tylenol or whatever. And that wasn't cutting it. And so I went home and my mom had some like some Percocet from like an old
popping Percocets. I'm a nervous wreck. All right.
And so I took one of those and I felt like really relaxed, but I also got that itchy feeling.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is the last of this forever.
Is morphine an opiate?
Yes, it's the one of the most purest forms of opiates.
Okay. I had surgery done, and they gave me that little thing where you can click it and give yourself. Yeah. And I remember my skin, like it felt like kind of burning, but yeah, itchy.
It's like
thing has never done anything for me. I might be immune to opiates. I'm like, is this a placebo button that they've given me? I don't get it at all.
Have you had morphine?
That's the button I'm talking about. Yeah, I've had a lot of surgeries. I do stupid things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, I've never taken opiates that weren't prescribed to me, but every time they get prescribed to me, I'm gleeful. like Tylenol 3. There's something called Tylenol 3, and I remember I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you Tylenol 3," and I'm like, "No, I told you, I want real drugs. I'm a grown man. I don't want Tylenol." He's like, "No. Tylenol 3 is half Tylenol and half opiates," and I'm like, "Well, why didn't you fucking just say so? All right, let's go."
You're
and
hugging
he gave
your
me
doctor.
gave me like 7 of them or something, these big fucking pills, and I was watching them like slowly diminish, thinking like, man,
I hated morphine when I had
what do I get
surgery.
more?
I hated it. I felt like physically like
Started breaking my own
gross,
fingers.
Apparently, like the itchiness and that tingling feeling doesn't happen for a lot of people. Just some people get it. And I am very thankful that was my first and only experience with that kind of drug. Pill and powder drugs skeeve me out so much. I want nothing to do with them.
I'd rather not take the pill. I'd rather smoke it or I'd rather drink it. But I do want like a chick with nice nails to like scritch on me after I take them. That's the best.
If the comet was coming, would you fucking just full send and just do some heroin or what?
Oh yeah,
I want Molly.
I do. I would do all
the
the
drugs.
drugs.
Tomorrow, I just take too much Molly.
I think I would take a lot of. I think I would get on all the drugs. I think meth sometimes if you're having fun. Like if I was doing like, I don't know, if I decided I wanted to go like do some skydiving or something, I'm gonna skydive on meth. All right, like if I'm gonna do an adventure shit, like you know, if I've got a month and I'm gonna die in a month, maybe I knock out a little bucket list, and on there's some sort of adventure sport nonsense I want to do, or maybe I just go on some quick vacation to Hawaii, and while I'm there, they're like, "Oh, you can do this thing," and I'm like, there's no way I'm not jumping the ramp over that active volcano. Sure, strap me in. So, because you know we're gonna die in a week anyway. So I would want to do shit like that on meth. I'd want to be like really fucking into it.
First drug for the comet coming is weed. 0% chance I'm smoking weed as the comet is coming down.
Not gonna be chill. It's gonna be like,
no.
oh, fuck,
like when you smoke weed, you want to already be in a nice space of like relaxation. You don't want to be.
You're gonna be like, what if there's hell? Like, oh,
I really
say that.
This
don't say that. Oh, why did you say that? Now it's in my head. Oh, what if there is hell? Oh shit, we messed up bad, boys.
Big time. Could go real south.
Taylor, what can we do? You know God, right? You were baptized. Tell me what to do.
I'm going to try and save you at the last
You've
minute.
been washed in the blood of the Lamb, right?
Come with me. I'll get you.
Were you a carpenter?
I need an ark, Woody, fast.
Yeah, life would get bananas with a
fireproof ark.